Warning: the following video contains strong language which may be offensive to some viewers and/or inappropriate for children. The content within this video is intended for mature audiences only.
Welcome to Everythin Yet Nothin. Here's a hillbilly in eyeshadow who's looking fabulous and talking about anything yet something. Get ready to chew on a blade of sweet grass and talk about a variety of LGBTQ topics to the lifestyle of a gay hillbilly. Watch out, folks. These hills don't just got eyes. They got themselves a vodcast. Now, here's T-Roy.
Hey, 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 and welcome to Everything Yet Nothing. Boy, has it been busy. The weather has been chilly. Woo! It's so funny because on Christmas, it was like 90 degrees out, and you felt like laying out and getting some sun. And now it's like below zero, and you want to dress like an Eskimo. So this weather here is so bipolar, it's crazy. I hope everything is going well where you are at, and I hope that you are staying out of the weather and being safe and being with your loved ones, because there's nothing like an awesome day inside when it's cold outside with family, with movies and games and hot cocoa and covers. Yes, and pajamas, and don't forget the pajamas. Who doesn't like a really good pajama party? Come on now, that's like every day this year for us. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. Well, tonight we have some beautiful individuals coming on, and they are performers around Branson and Ozarks, and they go here, there, and everywhere. They are a beautiful, beautiful mother and daughter, and they have been doing all kinds of stuff to get ready for this coming up year. We have known them since 1922. God, that's
2022.
2022. Since 2022, and that's been forever ago. So it's like almost like their family for us.
Yeah,
and
1922 would be real long time.
1922 years. I'm going way beyond my years, but anyways, gotta love it. Christmas was awesome for us. We had a small gathering. New Year's was awesome. We had a beautiful drag show, and we hung out with friends all night. And then we came home and hung out with our boys and watched a movie. And then he had his birthday, the 23rd, which he's a Christmas baby. And he does not like Christmas on his birthday. He's like, you wrap my presents in birthday gift paper. Don't give me no Christmas. And so every year for the last 19 years, he's always had birthday on birthday and Christmas on Christmas. And it's like, like literally, I tell all of friends and family, wrap the presents in birthday paper, not Christmas, because he will be throwing a fit. Like, really, I gotta share it still, because he had to share all his childhood life growing up, and he's like, well, when I get older, I'm not gonna share because I've had to share it for this period of length of time that I've had to share it. God, I'm getting tongue tied.
Yeah.
You have anything to say? I'm just jabbering. So, oh gosh. So I'm going to tell you a little bit more about what's coming up. So there's Mardi Gras coming up in Eureka Springs, Arkansas, the 14th at 2 o'clock. There's going to be a parade.
The evening one's tomorrow.
And the evening one for the parade in Eureka is at 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock in Eureka Springs, downtown, and on Friday, tomorrow. That's what I say. And so, yeah, come and check it out.
I just wanted, so people might not catch this live. So Friday the 30th.
Friday the 30th.
Yeah, because today's Thursday, the 29th.
That makes sense. You gotta love it. So tomorrow's supposed to snow more.
I can't stop yawning, Leanne.
Oh no, Leanne, he is like so wore out.
It's my 7 to 3:30 week.
Yes, and he has to get up really early because he lives. It's basically like he lives at work. So he works in Ozark and he gets up really early, like 5 o'clock in the morning, and then he has to be up there and we've been having to drive the Jeep because his truck's been stuck. And the Jeep,
I got it unstuck today, though.
The Jeep's 4x4, my Jeep. And so I take him to work, and then I come pick him up, and then take him to work, and go pick him up. So that's what I've been doing because he don't like to drive on the bad weather, and I don't like him driving on the bad weather because he's from Oklahoma. Just saying. Crazy.
I think I've got my Missouri.
Yeah, you got your Missouri drive. You got your Branson driving down. How about that? Because it ain't the same everywhere. Like you go to Springfield, it's like you're in NASCAR, and you got to have a helmet on and shoulder pads, knee pads, and all that stuff, like you're getting ready to go in a race. Here it's just crazy. You just start praying as soon as you walk out, get in the car to go to town because people are crazy. They will run you over. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And I tell him, I said, it's time to get in that Branson mood. And he's like, all right. And so he's like, ring, 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 ring. And I'm like, down in the floorboard. It's crazy whenever he drives in Branson. But that's Branson for you.
Yes, driving and riding will wear a person out.
It does.
Totally.
And this year we have plans coming up for Vegas. We went this last year to Vegas for the first time. And this year we're going to have 2 days to visit instead of just 1 day. Last year we had 1 day, and it's crazy because it takes a day to get there. So it's like you drive and drive and drive for 23 hours. You get there, and then you are so busy trying to see everything. You've never been there. It's crazy hectic. It's busier than all get out. And you want to see everything that's awesome. And so you go here, there, and everywhere. Well, this year, we're going to have 2 days to do that. And so we're going to be able to see a lot more and go a lot more places.
Yes, yeah, Teresa real quick. Hello, Teresa and Pebbles.
Hi,
Pebbles
girlfriend. How are you? And how's Pebbles? Hi, Leanne. Tim. Love y'all. Thank you for tuning in tonight. And everybody say hi whenever they come out to JJ and Katie.
Anyways, to the Vegas trip, it's going to be longer than 2 days because I'm taking a whole week. So we'll leave out on 1 day and get to stay there for like 2 or 3 days and then come back. And then, yeah.
Mm-hmm. He says this, but then the dogs aren't going to watch themselves.
Wow.
We're going to have to take them with us. They would have a heyday. They would go crazy. Crazy.
I'm not taking them to Vegas.
Why? We need to find a high sitter.
24 hours of Odin sitting on my arm, staring at the door.
Yeah, in the car with the window down, with his head sticking out, like he's on Harley Davidson.
This one right here has to, when he's riding, stands up like this, and it sticks out the door. And then I crack the window, so he's like this out the window, lifting his head out the whole time, sitting on my arm because he can't reach if he doesn't sit on my arm. So I put my arm there on that. It's a whole thing.
A whole thing.
And he has to sit on my lap though.
Totally.
I'm driving.
And then Rowdy, my dog pup, he has to ride on my lap no matter where we go, and he's like the backseat driver, but he's the passenger in the ride. And he's been in a contest, and he is number 14 on the list. And he's been so excited. He gets a waggle and a shake here, there, and everywhere whenever he hears it. And with him going almost blind and losing his hearing, he's really excited to get some people to know him all over the world.
I love how you still say almost blind and losing his hearing when he will never answer you, so he's obviously deaf, and he runs right smack into everything, so he's blind.
Well, he wants to run into everything, and he has selective hearing, and he'll hear you when he wants to.
Oh, bless your heart. Let's
He
bring out
is
our
so
guest.
smart. So smart. Yes. Let's bring out our guest and speak to them and get some info.
So without further ado, let's bring out Kitty in today.
Hello.
Hey, what's up?
Oh,
How
nothing
you
much.
doing, everybody? This is Katie and Joan. How you doing? We are part of Masterpiece.
Okay, Mom.
That's the name of our group.
Yeah.
Huh? What's your group name?
Masterpiece.
Masterpiece. I like that.
Yes, it's kind of like a parallel meaning. It means a masterwork of art, but it also means that there is a good master. And we are Christian, but we are kind of like, I've had so many spiritual changes in the last 5 years since COVID. I cannot begin to tell you. Something fired off like a flare inside of me in September of last year. And I just got so geared up with Christ consciousness. And I started realizing, gosh, I've been missing the boat when it comes to really tuning in to what love is all about and what everything should be. And I thought, how could I have missed that? But I'm going to let Katie talk a little bit about our background.
All right. So basically, assuming that some of the viewers here weren't listening when we did this 4 years ago, I guess I'll give a brief background of who we are and then get into some of the new stuff that we've been up to more recently. For those who have not tuned in 4 years ago, when we first did this 4 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, whatever it was, basically, Mom and I have been doing some music stuff around the area since 2019. We did Santa Train for 1 year in Hollister, and then after that it was State of the Ozarks Festival, which we still continue to do that every year for the past 5 or 6 years now. And then we also did Autumn Days in 2020, and we've done Autumn Days a couple of times in more recent years too, like 2023, I think. And
yeah, they've kind of taken a shine to us now, so they're inviting us back.
And then, yeah, more recently we've done Plum Nelly Days. We did that last year, and I think the year before too. And then we done Forsyth in 2023, and more recently we did a picnic for Springfield for Nova Center Community of the Ozarks, which is another disability community for where they help people who are special needs and such. So
I got to tell you about that gig. What happened is we had a miscommunication with some of the members of our group, and we weren't all able to get together. So it was just Katie and I up there performing, and we winged it. Even with tech problems, we winged it.
Well, we didn't have that many tech problems, but I
think just the lack of people showing up, it was difficult.
Well, it all worked out, but yeah, a friend of mine invited us to do that gig last year, so we did that one. And then for the past 2 years now, going on 3 years, we've been involved with a friend of ours whose name is Dylan Pratt, and he for the past 3 or 4 years now has been trying to put together a show, and which is called the Dylan Pratt Variety Show. And what it basically is that he and I had a similar goal. I got to be friends with Dylan about 6 or 7 years ago, and we got to know each other, and he told me some of his dreams of wanting to be a showman and in the Branson community. I told him some of my dreams of wanting to do stuff in music, and what happened was eventually it got to the point where our dreams kind of merged into one dream, basically, where we kind of help each other out now. He with the help of his dad, he got to basically fulfill his dream of being able to do a show at least once or twice a year now, and so we get to do a show, and I get to do music stuff, and yeah, it kind of come together, basically.
Yeah,
absolutely.
We got an opportunity because there was some generosity. We have to give thanks and gratitude, because that's important, to the people that reached out to us from the Columns Theater and some other people that opened up some doors for us. I want to say a special thank you, not just from the people at the Columns, but I want to say a thank you to the Hughes. They reached out to help us out. They were going to offer us an opportunity to do a Christmas show. and all the other things. And I just have to offer that out there because it's important to be grateful for the blessings you're given.
Absolutely.
And if you pay it forward, it always comes back. I'll give it back to you.
100%.
Anyway, so the message I would like to get out to what we've been up to and all that for everyone is with Dylan Pratt and all that is the message we're trying to get out there is basically we want to get a message out there to let people know that people with disabilities can do stuff in show business or anything you set your mind to anything you set your mind to because basically it's been I've had a number of experiences not recently but growing up I've had experiences and I'm sure Dylan probably has had experiences growing up too where basically we've had people sometimes underestimate people who are special needs and such. They sit there and think, oh, you're only going to go so far because of your disability or something. Right. And mom, she's been in the workforce. One time when she was working at a grocery store, there was actually a person. And she overheard the conversation as she was working. She overheard this conversation where she overheard somebody put somebody with a disability down where he basically said people with special needs are just basically a bunch of idiots, basically.
Yeah, the term they used was village idiots.
Village idiots basically meaning because there's a neighborhood called Saint Street where here in Branson where basically it's a neighborhood of people with disabilities and that's what he means by village idiots because obviously calling the whole neighborhood here basically idiots basically.
You'd be interested in knowing this just as a little sidebar to what she said. Basically, if you study anything about Christ consciousness, they'll tell you that the people that are tuned in to people with disabilities will notice and understand it's actually a gift. It's not a disability at all. It's a special ability. It means a certain part of their brain has been tuned in to a certain wavelength that actually transcends and moves quicker and actually understands better. And the reason why it doesn't convey and communicate to the audience better is because it takes longer for it to get through the normal processes. But once it gets there, it's amazing. It's a gift.
Amazing, 100%. Yes.
But yeah, so that's why I have this goal basically is to let people like that guy know and maybe anyone else who underestimates special needs people to let them know that people with special needs are not just people with a disability. If you work with people hard enough and if you set your mind to it, anyone can go out and fulfill a dream or fulfill a goal and such.
Yes.
So.
Yes.
And then of course we, as Mom said, we are Christian, so we do have a Christian message in our goal as well. If you listen to our testimony and such, so.
I tried to write music. I've went into the foray of writing original music since 2019, and I can honestly tell you, whenever I sit down and pen a song, I start out with a certain idea, but then it always comes down to I get these downloads. I'm not kidding. 3 a.m. sometimes. And it just comes down and it says, I'm going to steer this my way. And that's the creator, obviously. So I have to follow with that because that usually turns out to be the better song. So, yeah. And it's just, it's beautiful. I mean, it's obvious, everybody likes to sleep, right? But when you get interrupted in the middle of the night with something beautiful like that, you just can't ignore it. You have to get out your notebook and start writing it. Yeah. So anyway, I'll let it get back to you.
But yeah, so that's the gist of our message is basically, I got two different messages, a Christian message and also the message of letting people with special needs know that you can go out and do things if you set your mind to it. Don't let the naysayers put you down and such stuff. Yeah.
Right. I also want to tell you, we had the opportunity since the columns got shut down last year. We kind of lost out like a lot of other acts did to be able to use the columns. But some people stepped up to offer us offers. So right now we're looking at different offers of theaters. But right now we are scheduled at the Americana for August 9th of this year. So keep that in mind, and I'll give you all the details so you can help us a little bit with promoting it. So.
Yeah, and then my friend Dylan is looking at other opportunities too. Well, I'm not going to say much about that until I hear it's official. But he does have some other opportunities he's looking at as of right now, this minute. So we'll see what happens with that in the coming time. So,
especially with doing a holiday show, we felt very strongly about that because I remember what you said about birthday. You don't know how many people were born around December 25th or December 24th and how bad they feel because their birthday gets lost in the holiday season. But you don't realize that it was the birthday of a king, too. So I think recommending people wrap their Christmas presents or their birthday presents in birthday paper is perfect because that's exactly how I feel about it, too. This year, I gave my youngest daughter and my son-in-law, who just got married 2 years ago, I gave them Christmas gifts in snow paper, like, the snowflakes, the little geometric patterns. And the reason why I did that is I thought, well, this highlights the idea that they're getting it in January, and we've had all this lack of winter, and I thought it'd be a nice reminder, so when I wrapped the gifts, it wasn't snowing yet. And then we had all this ton of snow, so I thought, well, isn't that a nice little icing on the cake, and I gave them their late Christmas presents. So anyway, I wanted to do two things, if it's okay with you guys. I wanted to recommend a book. I've been following a guy. We all know who he is, and I'm not going to give it away. I'm going to have people see it when I show the book. But he, some people would call it like he's become some kind of guru or something like that. No, he's actually been doing some teachings to help people because he's broken out of the mold of Hollywood. He cannot stand the idea that it's so superficial anymore and stuff. Yeah. I'm going to recommend a book. You got to keep it with an open mind because he wrote it as fiction. But it's actually not about his teachings. But he's got a channel now, and he's got teachings that he does.
He's got
Instagram, and he's got teachings for Christ consciousness thing. I'm recommending the book for Jim Carrey.
It's called Memories and Misinformation. As Mom said, it's fiction in the idea that he makes it. Well, I haven't read it. My mom read the book, but he basically what it is that he kind of tells a little bit of his background story in sort of a fictional way, I guess.
What he does is he takes a very surreal way of looking at his life and some of the moments in his life that have formed him. And he wraps it around a science fiction thing. It's almost bizarre. I read like 3 pages of it, and I thought, I put the book down at Books A Million. I said, do I really want to get this book? I said, I love Jim Carrey so much. I've loved him for years. And I thought, I'm not going to quit following him just because he left Hollywood. And I thought, oh, no, I'm going to read this book. And believe it or not, it was prior to reading this book that I started finding his stuff on meditation on YouTube. And I started really getting into it. The reason why I'm recommending it is I think your audience, the people that follow you, would really get something out of listening to his meditation teachings. And I'm telling you, it's tremendously powerful, beautiful, inside your spirit type of stuff. And I think it really is. It speaks to me. And I'm telling you, I thought I knew everything about my faith. I didn't even realize I was barely scratching the surface. So I had to recommend that. And the only other thing I wanted to ask, if we could show just like maybe 10 seconds of our performance from Dylan Pratt.
This is our original song, Come On Down to the Crossroads, and the video footage I'm about to play is from the Dylan Pratt show we just did last year in September at the Columns Theater. So
it's taken from the perspective of someone backstage hit the play for it. So,
well, what are you talking about?
Meaning it was taken from backstage. Somebody backstage was filming it. You might want to turn it off.
I know.
Not too much.
That is awesome.
Yeah, thank you. Okay.
Okay, that gives you a little hint. That's just a little hint of what we can do for the Dylan Pratt show. We just wanted to show that as sort of a highlight.
Yeah, awesome. I can't
Yeah.
wait. It's gonna be awesome.
All those professional people you saw were helping us at the columns, but some of these people that volunteered to help us are still with us with the Dylan show. So I'm telling you, next season's going to be amazing. We're doing a tribute and a medley of songs from Jesus Christ Superstar. We're also doing Cats. I think he's still got Cats in the lineup. We did that last year.
I'm also planning to do another original song for Dylan's show this upcoming season. Although it's not going to be me on the drums, it's going to be our original song Mom and I created, and we're going to feature dancers that are going to tell the story of the song that we're portraying. Basically, it's going to be I don't know if you know this one, but it's called the Pilgrim's Progress. My mom and I wrote an original song for this book, and the original song we created is based on the Pilgrim's Progress, and the dancers are going to portray that story for us in the song we wrote. So.
Awesome.
Interesting about it, it's taken from the perspective of a narrator, the way John Bunyan wrote his book. So I'm the narrator, and we're going to have a woman that is a friend of Dylan's that's going to be the Holy Spirit, and all these other characters from John Bunyan's story. And it's going to tell the whole story, not in length, because John Bunyan's book is very thick. It's actually going to be condensed down to the best editing job I could possibly think of to get the highlights of the moment.
It's basically telling the story in 7.5 minutes, which is how long our song is.
Exactly.
7.5 minutes.
Yeah. But that's our creative effort. And I told Katie when she proposed this at the Dylan show this last fall, I said, honey, that song is like 7.5 minutes. How am I going to tell this big, thick book that's about this thick? How am I going to tell the whole story in that? So we really had to review the whole thing. Dylan and I had to go down and figure out exactly where we could kind of fit in some entrances and exits for the dancers. You're going to be amazed at how creative it was. It's going to be kind of very like virtualistic, it's just going to be interesting how we pull it all together. We're going to try to use visuals with the screens, and we're going to try to pull all these concepts together. We even have an aerialist, would you believe? We have an aerialist with our show.
That would be so cool.
It's going to be a good show. So, I just wanted to highlight some of the main elements of his show. And I know I'm talking a lot about the one project that Katie and I are involved in, but we're still very much involved in doing other music too. And we're not done yet. I don't think the big guy upstairs is finished with us yet. So we got a lot more to do.
You do.
Yeah.
Well, I'm proud of both of you since the time that we have known you and did your first interview. You guys have done so much. You have grown so much.
Yes.
That I love it because it is so nice to watch somebody grow instead of giving up on life or on something that they really want to get into and really want to do because that's their dream and that's the way that they want to go in life. And you are following your path and you are on the right path because look at what you have done and look at what you have lined up for the future.
Yeah, I agree. I just have to depart from this just for a second. I hope you don't mind, Kate. We've seen a lot of darkness in the world lately. Yes. And I have to speak because it's coming from my heart. I want you all to know that. I don't want people to have the impression that Christianity is all about hatred. It's not. The real Christianity that Jesus walked and talked and lived out on this earth was the one that he approached everyone. He
Everybody.
approached the Pharisees.
Tax
He approached
collectors.
the tax collectors. He approached the women that were fallen, supposedly, according to the world. He approached everyone.
Everybody.
And he talked to all of them. And sometimes he had to be stern with some of them, but he talked to all of them.
Yeah, I had a friend very recently, about a year and a half ago. He says he still loves the Lord, and I trust him at his word that he still loves the Lord. But he's been down some dark paths too, and he's done a lot of stupid stuff, I would say, throughout his life. And more recently, he got caught in some snares more recently, and basically got into some bad stuff. And what I've been trying to do is just be an encourager in his life and just remind him about the Lord loving him. And so I've been doing that and just being an encourager, listening, and kind of like what I do with anyone. I listen, I talk to them, and try to understand where they're coming from, and just let them figure some things out. So yeah.
The one thing you can learn from your path is you're not going to know where the other person is coming from unless you talk to them.
That's right. And
you can never stop communicating with them.
To listen, or to communicate with them, or to be there for them, or to be there with them. You know, everybody does. And it doesn't matter who you are, how you are, what you are, as long as you're there for that person. And you
I think that we've let the darkness of hatred take too much root.
Absolutely.
I mean, I'm not going to pick on just the United States, but kind of over here in the West, we've gotten so caught up in the idea of being judgmental. And I don't mean judgmental to the point of just condemning somebody for what they do, but judgmental to the point that if you don't agree with what I say, I'm going to hate you. That is not the path we should be following.
Absolutely not. No, life is too short, and people go through their own thing that other people don't realize or understand, but they're still putting them in the worst place ever whenever they should step back, look at that person, feel that person's energy, look into their heart, and try to listen and find out who they are before they start judging them or hating on them or giving them a name or a look or anything. That's right. If
you affirm a person, if you be an encourager and say, are you having a bad day? Let me go inside the store and I'll buy you a cup of coffee. I've done this. And every time this has happened where I've offered to do this, something has come back wonderful in my direction later on. And it's the pay it forward thing that everybody jokes about, but it's more than paying it forward. It's giving love. And then that love just gets multiplied.
Absolutely.
I'll give you an illusion from Jim Carrey. You'll like this. It's the idea of when the Grinch's heart grows like 3 sizes in one moment from what he did, from his change, of his attitude. And that's the whole thing about it, is that you not only do something for them, at the same time, you're doing something to grow your spirit and your heart too.
Yeah, so and you're not the person to help you, although you don't know it at that moment in time. They're helping you or whoever that they're talking to and whoever's there.
Yeah, I've had some mentors in my life throughout my years that have tried to be an encourager in my life. One of them was a friend of mine named Ian Brown. When he was a friend I knew when we first moved to Branson, and he came into my life in 2014, and we got to know each other for a few short months. He was a Christian too, and he believed in basically doing the pay it forward, like my mom has talked about paying it forward, and he did that a number of times when Mom and I were friends with him, and we would go out to lunch, and Mom and I would be about ready to pay for our bill after we're done eating and talking, and then all of a sudden he would sit there and say to us, "No, let me pay for you guys," and then he would, and then obviously, it's just amazing. He's done a number of paying it forwards. Unfortunately, he passed away. Unfortunately, due to some tragedies, but yeah, I still believe in the whole paying it forward and being kind and doing wonderful things for your neighbors and such. So.
Yeah.
I wanted to have Katie give one more little story. It's another mentor that she's very fond of. We actually got a chance to meet him in September of this last year. I'm going to let her tell the story.
Yeah, his name is Michael W. Smith. My mom and I became friends with him in late 2020, going into early 20. Although the friendship really started to take off in 2021. The whole story of that is basically I wrote a letter to Michael in 2020 after I've done a number of research on the internet trying to figure out how to get a hold of him, because obviously he's pretty well known in the Christian contemporary music field, and
He's a composer.
Music composer, wrote a lot of songs like Place in This World and I Will Be Here for You, and basically, I found a way to get a hold of him in 2020, wrote my first letter to him in December of 2020, and then the friendship really started to take off, like I said, July of 2021. What happened there is that, as I said, I wrote a letter, and then I became friends with his keyboard guy about the same time on Facebook, and then through that, I found out about his personal Facebook page on Facebook, and then I started messaging him on Messenger, and then about the time Michael lost his mother in July of 2020, and then I kind of wrote a message on there sending my condolences and saying we'll pray for you on Messenger. And a few days after I sent that message, he started to message me back, and now ever since then, every once in a great while, like whenever he has a chance to, I'll get a text message back of like a word of encouragement or basically I'm praying for you, or just a wonderful, sweet message. Another example of paying it forward.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was one time he replied back because I had lost my mother within 3 months of him losing his mother. And he sent a very encouraging message back saying that thank you so much for the prayers you said for the loss of my mom, and kind of paraphrasing, but he kind of related like we have a touchstone, because of the loss of our mothers within a couple months of each other. So that's a kind of human being he was. So.
And then as my mom mentioned, we got to meet him recently in September of last year at a concert. So here's a quick photo of that. Hold the mic.
Oh, she's going to show you a photo, but in the meantime,
but yeah, this is the photo.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Awesome.
Isn't that amazing photo? That photo was us taken with him, and they let us bring the instruments in. So I brought my guitar, and Katie brought her drumsticks, and he signed both of them.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was just an amazing thing. I think he's just as much taken up with our friendship as we are with him. And that's the really neat thing about being conscious of other people. Yeah. I mean, consciousness is for everybody. And we need to realize that when you're with my moment and my moment is with you, we're sharing something that was never our idea in the first place. It was set up by the cosmos. It was set up by God. And there's a reason for that. I've been telling my daughters since they were like little, wee high. There's no such thing as coincidences. Things happen for a reason.
It does. It absolutely does.
So,
yeah.
So, anything
that
else?
Is so cool. I'm so glad that Yin's coming back on and that we're doing this. And what time is it? OMG.
9:41.
It is 9:41, so it's almost over already, girls.
Oh no! I'm sorry.
It sucks because the best shows just don't last.
I know, and I'm sorry if we took up all your time, but yeah.
No, that's what it's here for.
It came from the heart. I just gotta let you guys know that.
But yeah, I guess we just simply had a lot we wanted to tell you guys, because a lot has happened in the last 4 years since the last time I've done a podcast with you guys. So wanted to give you all an update of what's been going on. So yeah.
Well, I'm glad you did, and you definitely have. Now, to get
you guys are family.
to
Your family. You'll
to
always
watch
be family.
football or to get your music, how do people get a hold of you, or how do people find
Okay,
you?
Katie will tell
Well, basically, I do have a YouTube page. It's under Katie Wright. I have a profile picture of myself on YouTube, so anyone can look under Katie Wright. I have a couple of I got my different stuff on YouTube, like the Dylan or Crossroads. Come on down to the Crossroads performance, which is on YouTube, and I do have a couple of original songs on my YouTube page as well. And so yeah, you can get a hold of me on YouTube under Katie Wright, or you can look me up on Facebook. I post a lot of my stuff of what's going on in my life on my Facebook page, which is under Katie Wright too. So.
Okay.
And another way you can get a hold of us and either get a message is always contact Dylan Pratt's page. He has a page on Facebook too for himself personally and for his show. So it's under the Dylan Pratt Show. You can look that up. And anytime you want to send a personal message to any of the performers in the show, you could go through Dylan. And Dylan's pretty good about putting it on a private message from a group chat.
Well, it's not private chat. It's a private page, but a private group page on Facebook. I would assume so. Yeah.
Yeah, but anytime you have a private page, I think you can send a general message and they review it before, and then they can accept it. So you can always send a message to anybody for the whole cast through Dylan. So that's always a good thing too. I'm reducing my footprint on social media for spiritual reasons, but I still go in and check things once in a while. So that's why I still talk to you. So
Well, I'm glad you do still talk to us.
yeah, and it's like I said, these have been all things. I mean, I changed the hair color for the same reason. It was something that was a download. We said you need to adopt a look that reflects your spiritual growth, and that's what I did. So anyway,
that's very, very nice. I like your hair. I have to tell you that I really like your hair. It looks really nice.
Thank you, because the gray thing, everybody seems to have some association with gray, but gray means wisdom. So keep that in mind.
Thank you very much.
There's nothing more beautiful than wisdom. So
That's right.
you guys, I love you guys. You take care, and I say hello to all your friends, and hopefully they enjoyed this podcast. So.
Oh yes, absolutely, definitely.
Yeah.
Well, thank you both so very much for coming.
Yeah, you're welcome.
And let's not make it another 4 years before we talk again.
No, we need a few months from now. I'll get a hold of you. We'll do a follow up.
That'd be great.
See what's coming up.
Oh yeah, we can schedule another podcast again, maybe in a few months. Maybe as we get closer to Dylan's show, we can get online and we'll give you all some updates on that as we get closer to the time, for sure.
Yes.
So.
Please
and the next time we're on the show, we'll pull up some footage from this last August performance, and we'll show you maybe a little 10, 15, 20-second clip of the aerialist and all these other neat things that Dylan did. So.
Okay. Awesome.
All right.
Definitely. Thank you again. Peace and love to both of you. And
you're welcome.
so glad that Jens came on for being our guest again.
Yes, of course. You're welcome.
Hey, this time we didn't have tech problems.
We definitely missed you too, because Jens usually followed up with Kevin at Brahms whenever he worked Culver's. And since he hasn't been there, it's only been on the phone or on Facebook. And I'm glad that we
like I said, I kind of have been trying to take what you call a spiritual retreat, but I'm still in there. I still go in there and check things. So I will still stay in touch.
Okay, definitely. Yeah. Well, Jens, take care of each other. Be there for everybody
you
else.
Take care as well.
Yep. God bless you.
God bless you guys.
Take
care. Yeah. Bye.
Bye.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, there you go. Another absolutely fabulous, wonderful show, just like it always is, with these two beautiful, beautiful individuals that we fell in love with 4 or 5 years ago, and they are growing and they are stronger than ever, and they have so much love and care in them that I think them sharing that with other people like they said that they have and they are going to. That's the way to do it. No matter if you're Christian or whoever, however you are, give that love. Give that spirituality out there to where it's not just judging for one thing. It's not judging at all. Why should we judge anybody? If you can't look in the mirror and judge yourself, don't judge anybody else. Because there is no room for that in this world anymore. We have enough hate. We have enough judgment. And we have enough everything else that's not good in this world, believe me. If you don't believe me, watch the news because it is there, like drastically. And it is so sad to watch this world become what it is today because I've been here for a little bit. I ain't going to say how long because, this should tell you right here just how long it's been. But it's been wonderful. It's just been life, and there's nothing wrong with life. We can make life what we want to make life, okay? We have full control whenever you're an adult to have the life that you want to live. You can do anything in your heart. You can do anything that you want to do as long as you put yourself into that. Follow your dreams, follow your path, follow your religion or spirituality, and just live right, live love, live peace, live harmony. And I hope everybody does that in this world. We need more of it. And yes, disabilities of any kind, yes, it is there, but that doesn't mean that you're stupid. That doesn't mean that you are ignorant or anything. That means you're smart. Okay, that means you are smarter than a lot of people out there that are bigotries and hatred and judgments and all that. You are bigger than that. You are more than that. And you are smarter than that. Don't give up on yourself just because somebody might do that to you. You are worthy of life to the fullest, and you are worthy of love and peace. Give that to yourself. Don't look for that from anybody else. You got to do that for yourself. Life is hard enough. We don't always have those loved ones. We don't always have those friends and family around us. You got to do it for yourself too. Like I said earlier, look in the mirror at yourself. Talk to yourself. You might think there's something wrong, but it's not wrong. Okay, you're just checking yourself and letting yourself know what yourself thinks about you. Okay, love yourself and love others. And if you feel empty, if you feel lost, if you feel like you need somebody, or you feel like life is just getting too hard for you, and if you feel like you just can't do it anymore, there are ways of getting that help that you need to survive this world that we live in today. And that is being there for each other, loving each other. And there is also a number that you can text, which is 988, or you can also call 1-800-273-8255-TALK. And that is a suicide line. And that line is also for anybody and everybody that needs something to do with help or of any kind. It doesn't matter what it is. If it's not there for them, they will guide you in the right path. They will give you the right connections that will be there for you if you need them to be there for you. You are worthy of living life for yourself. So live it, love it, like it, and we will see you next Thursday. And I can't wait because it's going to be another great, absolutely wonderful show on Everything Yet Nothing without the G's. And that's from Branson, Missouri. And if you need something to do that is just, oh my God, over the hills, fun, come to Branson. Not right now because there's not much here at this moment in time. But whenever everything is going on, come to Branson because there's so much stuff to do. Miniature golf and games and shows and theaters and you name it, it's there. So come on down and check us out. And peace and love to everybody that's tuned in and watched this show and has been a part of this show. We love you to death. And we hope to see you next Thursday. And another thing that I wanted to throw out there, family is family, friends are friends, but you can always make friends your family, and don't forget that, because just because you may not have any family doesn't mean you can't make your own family. No matter if it's blood or not, that family is there for you.
And just because the people that you were born into call themselves family, don't mean that you have to be around them. If they don't treat you right, they're not your family.
That's right. Everybody should respect and love everybody. If not, there's something up. So, peace and love. See you next Thursday.
Thank you for joining T. Roy and a special guest here on Everythin Yet Nothin. Tune in next Thursday at 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central for another episode you won't want to miss. Until next time, be a rainbow in someone's life.